Hi, welcome again. Welcome to Accelerate Your Life 2020 and beyond. I am so excited. I'm so excited again to share this podium with you. Are you with me? Now, my question to you is this. Did you get a chance? Did you get a chance? Did you make time from my last video? Did you make time to actually sit down and go over the things that I talked to you about? If you didn't, please pause this video and go back to the last video. And I talked about preparation meets opportunity. Take the time to go and watch that video and pick up the nuggets from that, then come back and watch this video. How about that? Well, today I'm going to be touching on about barriers that we all face. There's a lot of disruptions and distractions around us. People are confused. People have just lost the hope and purpose in their lives. Excuses after excuse after excuse. That's what I hear most of the conversations that I have with a lot of people. Even when it comes to your health, I hear a lot of excuses. I'm too busy. I'll do it tomorrow. I don't have time. How is it possible that we have 24 hours? Each one of us has equal share of time. What you do with it is up to you. How you invest your time is on you. The honors and the ownership is on you. Now, how can we have that growth mindset without breaking those barriers? So I had a really interesting conversation with someone I met today. We were just talking, and she's from Peru. And she told me, she said, it's very difficult coming from Peru. She was born in Peru, and her kids are all here. She's a grandmother of a 6-year-old today. And she was so excited and happy. And she said, yet why is it that it's so hard for us to move past our barriers? We came from, whatever country it may be, she said. I came from Peru and I'm here. And there's still barriers. There's still people I see on a day-to-day basis. They're struggling. They're not able to move past that. And then we are here in Canada. There's also those barriers. We're shielding our children and overprotecting them. So there is that barrier. So we are creating something else there. So she said, how do you balance those two? How do you balance the culture that you grew up with and with a new culture that you have learned to grow into? How do you balance that? Because she said most people are lost. In between those two cultures, they're lost. And I said, that's a very interesting insight. And it was an aha moment for me at that moment too. And I said, you know what? I am that person, as just like you. I came from Africa with a different culture. And then I came here. I had to embody the Canadian culture as well. It doesn't mean I forget my culture. It doesn't mean I forget my roots. And it doesn't mean I neglect the new culture that I'm transitioning into. You can have both. But the only healthy way of doing it is knowing that whatever you're doing, it serves a purpose. It serves a purpose. And you can go anywhere in the world. And if you look at it as, I have these 2 cultures or 3 different cultures, but is there a purpose? Is it serving a purpose? When you have that, that's your answer. That's your go-to place. And a lot of people have lost their sense of purpose. I was one of them. Right up until 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was that girl who had a dream, who wanted to achieve so many things in her life. And somehow, through different lessons in life and through different relationships and through different jobs and through different transitions in my life, something was happening within me. And interestingly, I talked to that young woman today from Peru, and I said to her, I said, you know, it changes you. When you're you're transitioning in life in different areas of your life, the moment you start to compromise, and devalue yourself, something inside you dies. And she looked at me, she's like, whoa, where did that come from? I'm like, yes. I said, that's the part we lose. We lose focus on, we lose ourselves. Let me give you an example. Okay, you are a parent or not, it does not matter. But you get into different stages in your life. And as you go through different stages in your life, you grow in those stages and you go through changes. There are moments where you will have to compromise. And you do it because you believe in what you're doing. And because you feel that whatever it is, if it's a relationship, you want to save that relationship. And women, we have this thing that we believe that we can change that person, or this person can change for me. Truth be told, no one can change for you unless they want to. If a person is not willing and able to change for themselves, they will never do that for you. That's the honest truth. And we as women, the maternal women, we feel, oh, if I do this and that, if I compromise on this and that, if I sacrifice this and that, this person will change. Truth be told, they will never change. You cannot change anyone. You don't have that ability. You can take the horse to the river, but you cannot make the horse drink the water. It's simple as that. Change comes within you. You have to change. And that's the only responsibility you have on yourself, is changing you. You don't have that responsibility to change somebody else. The onus is not on you. So that was the truth. And I shared that with her today. You know, so the moment you start compromising, and we've been raised to be told compromise and compromise and compromise. The moment you start compromising, it devalues you. And something within you, inside you, you're cutting a piece of you every time you do that. And that's what happened. It happened with me, and it has happened to so many people that I know of. Running of excuses. Maybe if I do this, enough of compromising. How do you deal with that now? How do you go past compromising? How do you have that healthy unity? How do you do that? Because we go about things the wrong way. It's knowing who you are and knowing what you value. When you know what you want in anything, when you have a clear picture and a clear vision of what you want, there is no need for compromise. You say, you know what, this is my bar, this is how far I've raised it, and there is no compromise. And when you raise that standard, and remember I talked to you about in that last video, when you raise that standard and you get to a 7, you only thing you expect is a 7 and above, not a 6. So where is the compromise coming from? It's when we are a 5 or a 7 and we compromise with a 2. Ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. And the moment you start doing that, something inside you is gonna die. And every moment you do that, you're reaping something within you. And believe me, you will feel empty because you have taken every ounce of your value. Gone. What's your worth? What is your worth? What is your self-worth? Your self-worth should be what? Should be self-love, self-care. Yes, self-respect. Your self-worth should be higher than where it is right now. I'll give somebody a tip, and I'll be like, just have a green smoothie, have a glass of smoothie, make it in the morning and drink it. And they'll say, oh, I'm too tired to do it. I can't be bothered. Oh, I don't have the time. And these are ingredients that anybody can have at home, any given time. The number one excuse is, I don't have time. When you don't make time for self-care, and when you don't make time for self-love, and you don't make time for you, how do you expect the world to make time for you? Remember, what you put out there comes right back at you. So if you put something great out there, great things will happen. If you put negative stuff out there, negative things will come to you. And when you put nothing out, nothing will come to you. No results. Now, I want you to look at your barriers now. For you to have a growth mindset, for you to develop and redefine who you are and accelerate your life 2020 and beyond, you need to have a growth mindset. You need to start looking at your life at the point where you are and asking yourself, what is it that I want? Don't worry how you're going to get there. Don't worry about that. Because the moment you start doing that, the big old barrier is going to come to you. That paradigm that has stopped you from achieving the things you want to achieve in life is going to come right back at you, and it's going to stand in front of you, and it's going to say, it can't happen. You're not ready. You don't have time. It will make all the excuses and will bring you right back. I had a conversation a few days ago with a neighbor of mine, and he asked me, he said, where are you going? I said, I'm going to work. He said, on a Sunday? I said, yes. And he looked at me and I said, we can never get out of that hole, can we? And I said, it's just temporary. I said, what I'm doing, it allows me to be where I am and get where I'm going. It's just a stepping stone. But there's greater things to do in life, I said. There's so many opportunities. I love what I do. I enjoy what I do. I'm in the hospitality industry. I'm in the service industry. I know ins and outs of the service industry. I've provided training to numerous organizations. So I know what it takes to run a business. I know what it takes to provide that kind of level of service. I know that. But I've also worked in nonprofits. I know what it takes. I know what people want. And on a day-to-day basis, the one thing people want is what? They want to have a proper, prosperous, healthy life. But healthy should not be on a to-do list. It should be a must list, got-to-do list. Now, let's talk about the barriers. I would like for you to write down what barriers are stopping you from being the best you. What are they? Just write them down. Write them down. It might be 2, it might be 3, it might be 10. What are you struggling with? I am telling you, you're going to be surprised at some of the things you're going to uncover about yourself. Let me share this story with you. A couple of months ago, about 6 months ago, I came to a full realization. Okay, I'm connecting the dots now about my life, where I am right now, and my childhood, because everything is interconnected. Everything. And everything that happens for a reason. There's a reason, and sometimes we don't see it, but it's there. Just as the bigger you, the better you is there. You may not see it, but it's there. You just have to open yourself to it and tune into yourself. A fine example is when you turn on the TV, certain channels are there. All you have to do is just change the channel with a flip of the finger, and you're switching the channels. The channels are there. It's the same thing with possibilities. They're there. You just have to tune into it with a growth mindset. Now, for you to develop a growth mindset, you need to go past your past and unbreak those barriers that are holding you back. Number one, Get rid of toxic people. Anybody that you know is not healthy for you, is pulling you back, is holding you back, always negative. Get rid of them. Remove yourself from that. They do no justice to your possibilities. Get rid of toxic people. Get rid of them. That's one. Two, I want you to start reflecting, doing a self-reflection. I talked to you about 6 months ago. I came to a full realization. It's kind of a funny story, okay? I'm the type of person who loves to sleep. I used to love my naps, take my 1 hour, 2 hour naps. And it was it was on my agenda. It's a must. I did not understand where that came from. Now, everybody mistook it, as I did, that I love myself. I love to pamper myself. Therefore, I'm taking my 1 hour, 2 hour nap. It was a custom for me. I scheduled my naps around everything. Well, 6 months ago, I came to a full realization that my naps were associated with something in my childhood and growing up. You see, I have grown as a young girl being teased about my weight. I would specifically say my underweight. I was a very, very skinny girl, anemic, and literally I had nicknames. And people will call me based on my body parts. Micho pasto, that's in Somali, and it's in English, it's pasta legs. Oh, skinny legs, pasta legs. And they will address me. I'll walk down the street, people, that's how they will address me. I'll walk down the street and they'll tell me, it's a windy day, put on some rocks, Micho pasto. The wind will blow you away. I'll go to school. As if walking down the street was not enough, I'll go to school. And during assembly, somehow I just felt like a 2-3 minute assembly felt like in my entire life was just being put on hold there. And shortly after that, because I was anemic, what happens? I start feeling lightheaded, my blood circulation isn't that good, and next thing you see, I pass out. And so I used to stand in the back of the assembly line just to make sure that a lot of people won't see what's happening. But everybody knew about that. So everybody was like, Fadwa is weak. You know, you're weak. Even at home, you're weak. You can't do it. So it was like I couldn't do things. So I started limiting myself in doing things that I wanted to do because I was weak. Weak people don't have the strength to do a lot of things. And I grew up like that. A lot of careers I had to turn down because I was weak. I couldn't do it. And right up till 6 months ago, I remember. And that same day, I remember I had a phone call and I told them, you know, I was doing the same thing. Oh, I'm tired. You know, I had to go take a nap. And that person said, oh my goodness, Nafir, you're Nafir, you know, a weak person, you know, and it hit me immediately. I made the connection. And this was a work in progress. It's not something that just happened. It's something that I've been working on. And that realization just didn't happen like that. It's something that I've been working on. And at that moment, that's when I came to a full realization. Basically, I realized and reconnected my sleep with my weakness. That I need to sleep. I need to sleep to be strong and feel better. And that was in my paradigm, that was buried deeply since my childhood. And the moment I realized that, I said, no more. I am not weak. I'm not that weak girl. Yes, I was, but I'm not weak. I'm no longer the weak girl. And I'm no longer the anemic girl because I beat that. I found a way to get rid of my anemia. And that will be on another video. I was a strong, beautiful woman. And that's the moment I realized, no more. And I looked and I said, I realized how many hours I've spent taking naps, how many hours lost unaccounted for. Since then, if I want to take a nap and when I want to take a nap, it's not associated with that. It's like, you know, I'm going to rest. It's not associated with my body or my weakness. I can go on days without taking naps. For me, that was a challenge for many, many years. It may seem something minute to most people, but for me, that's my journey, and that's why I'm sharing this with you. My journey is different from yours. Now, what is it that you're struggling with? And it will take time, and I want you to know that this self-realization takes time, but you will come to it. You will come into you, and you will connect with you. I have reconnected with myself. That's why I'm standing here confidently sharing my journey with you. And there's so much more to come. This is just the beginning. So I want you to take some time and look at the barriers. What is it that's stopping you? What is it? How do you see yourself? Your self-perception. How do you see yourself? Let me tell you, the biggest enemy is the enemy within us. The biggest enemy is the enemy within us. The one that holds us back in prison. I want you to break free of that prison. I want you to break free of that shackle that you're holding yourself within. And once you do that, amazing things will start to happen. Oh my goodness. Doors that you thought will never open will start opening. Your mindset will start shifting. Reason being, right now, you are where you are based on where your mindset is. So your mindset, your growth mindset, for you to go past your barriers, you need to improve on your mindset. I want you to take a moment every day and just appreciate you. Be grateful for who you are. First and foremost, who I am. I'm breathing. I have my body functioning. My limbs are healthy. My organs are functioning. I'm sleeping, I'm waking up, I'm smiling, I'm healthy, I'm beautiful. I want you to just take a moment and just appreciate what you have and be grateful for the beautiful creature that you are. And then second, I want you to open your mind and look at your mind and say, what can I do that will leave the footprint in this world? What is my legacy going to be? Oh my goodness. I can't wait. My legacy, I will share with you one day. But this moment, I want you to just keep it to yourself. Whatever legacy it is you want to live in this world. Keep it to yourself. The goals you want to achieve, keep it to yourself. Don't share it yet. The journey, yes, share with everybody. But the goal, if the goal is too easy, you're not dreaming enough. I want you to dream big. Dream big. And don't worry how you're going to get there. The possibilities are endless as long as you're open to it. Just remember, it's just that like flip of a channel, that TV. It's there. The channels are there. And the opportunities are there. You just have to prepare yourself for it. So start growing your mindset. Changing your mindset. And get rid of those barriers. And they will take time. You want to send me a question? Absolutely. Questions? Absolutely. I'll be more than happy to answer and help you with that. I have people that I'm helping right now, that I'm working with right now. And the barriers, I'm telling you, there was a question that I answered on the Q&A. And they asked your best teacher. And I said, life. Life taught me so many lessons that I could never have access to if I went to university or college or any school out there in the world. Yeah. So I welcome you again to send in your questions, your comments, your feedback. Please like, share, subscribe, and most of all, share this message. Let's spread the word. Let's help others accelerate their life 2020 and beyond. I'm touching on this. I'm taking this, I know, slow and easy. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I just want you to just soak into the message. Repetition is key. And everything that I'm saying, repeat it, listen to it. You're in the kitchen cooking, listen to it. You're driving, listen to it. Just keep listening to it. Listen it with your kids. There's so many things that we're going to be talking about. And let me just share this message with you today. Take time for yourself. Take time to redefine yourself and go back to these messages. Go back to the last videos. There's so many nuggets that you can pick from. One habit that will increase your growth mindset. Just one habit. Pick one that you can do on a daily basis. Challenge yourself and say, you know what? Today I'm going to do it until the end of January. This is the one thing I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to do it every day, and I'm going to keep myself in check. How about that? And then this is the one area in my life that I'm struggling with. It's a barrier or it's a habit that I want to get rid of. And I'm going to do everything every day. Pick one and start working on it and be present and notice what you're doing and be aware. Create that awareness within you that the moment you see it, you recognize it and you fix it immediately. What is it? What is it? Own up. I'm going to leave you with this couple of words. I truly believe what you put out there will come out. So spend your time wisely. You have your time and you have your mind. Use those two. You are very, very wealthy today. You are the wealthiest person on this earth when it comes to that. Forget about the finances. I'm talking about your mind. Your mind. Unlock it. Unlock your mind and see what kind of stuff that are hidden there that you can get in touch with. That will lead you to who you are. And number one is to get rid of those fears and get rid of those barriers. And I'm here to help you with that. So let's get working. Let's get working. Let's get working and committed to what we are doing today. I thank you again for giving me your time. And I love your comments. Keep them coming and share. Let's get this message to everyone out there. I thank you again, and I really hope that you take the time to do this for yourself. Remember, change only happens when we change ourselves. Our results change when we change our habits and our thoughts. So keep doing this. You will see a lot of doors will be opening up. Thank you again. Accelerate Your Life 2020 is here again, and I am ready to receive you readily and to receive your messages. Please keep them coming. Thank you.